Hello and welcome to a unit by unit of the Drukhari Codex. Today we look at the beast-like creatures that are the Ur-Ghul. Basically, Archon puppies. Who doesn't like puppies? Let's take a look at the unit.
Don't tell anyone I'm here. Shh, I'm Skari, your grateful host. And we're talking about the Court of the Archon. Shh, be scared, be very afraid.
Today we're talking about the Ur-Ghul in the next installment of Unit by Unit Drukhari. I love this book so much. It's been so much fun, entertaining, and I've been so patient. I've been such a patient gamer, and all of you should be proud of yourselves if you've stuck around for so long with the Drukhari. So Ur-Ghuls, this is a segment where I talk about different units in the Drukhari book. Lots of videos already. Check the links and all that good stuff. Leave a comment. Let me know how much you love what I do here, or I'll be sad. And then I might not do videos anymore. But until then, let's talk about Ur-Ghuls. This video is in two segments, as always. We talk first about the lore of the unit itself and kind of where it fits in. And secondly, we talk about its statistics, stats, that sort of thing, and dive into kind of like in-game uses and things like that. And what you can expect as a fledgling, budding Archon, Homunculus, or Succubus by adding these units into your collection. So let's dive in. Ur-Ghuls. Ur-Ghuls are a deadly alien creature. The most hideous of all the creatures that live in the Dark City are the Ur-Ghuls. It's a sightless but agile troglodyte that hails from the labyrinth ziggurats of Shaddam. Shaddam is one of the realm worlds of Comra that basically got destroyed by demons. Once one of these whip-thin horrors has scented its prey with its rows of quivering scent pits, there is no escape from the violence that follows. Ur-Ghuls are regularly used as entertainment at high society functions, where an Archon will allow his pets to gruesomely savage a captured rival. Those who provide the most visceral maulings are rewarded by their owners by being taken into real space, where they can feast on new types of flesh. So Ur-Ghuls are like a beast. They're a creature, an alien creature, very aggressive, has no eyesight, just olfactory glands, and they can sniff you out. And they're like an attack dog, essentially. And so the Archons will keep them around to be an attack dog and to attack people they don't like, or other Drukhari rivals or things like that. They'll leash them in the arenas. They'll kind of have them around, and apparently they get rewarded. Good pet. Good pet, good Ur-Ghul. You get to come with me on a real space raid, and I'll unleash you on a bunch of guardsmen or space marines or things like that. So it's a very simple concept. Dog, attack dog, essentially, is what an Ur-Ghul is. Just sightless beast that just goes and attacks things and eats flesh, essentially. So let's look at what we get when we take one into real space. The Ur-Ghul is 1 power level, so it's the same cost as a Lamian in power level, and it's half the cost of a Slith or a Medusa. Now, an Ur-Ghul itself is only 15 points, same point cost as a Lamian. So either or, you're getting about the same. So let's see what we get with an Ur-Ghul. It's an 8-inch move, weapon skill 3, no ballistic skill whatsoever. It is strength 4, so it's stronger than your average Dark Eldar, pretty cool. It's toughness 3, wounds 3, pretty standard. We've seen all the Court of the Archon has 3 wounds each. It's 4 attacks, the most of any of the Court of the Archon. It is leadership 4, which is terrible, and it's a 7+ save, so no save. An Ur-Ghul is a single model, and it attacks with claws and talons. And its claws and talons are just a melee weapon, strength user, 0 AP, 1 damage. Essentially just, it attacks you with claws and its feet, and that's it. So why would you want to add an Ur-Ghul to your army? First of all, I like the number of attacks. Just as a secret, the more dice you roll against your opponent, the better. Math, it's good stuff. And it has the insensible to pain rule. So it does have a 5+ invulnerable save. There's only 2 models that have an invulnerable save in the Drukhari book, and that is one of them, which is pretty cool. So nice. I like it. It's pretty neat. Okay, so the next rule is ferocious charge. Now, when you charge, you add 2 to this model's attacks characteristics, which means that when an Ur-Ghul charges, it has 6 attacks. So for 15 points, when you charge with an Ur-Ghul, 6 strength 4 attacks. That's not too bad when you think about it. That's quite a lot of attack rolls, and it works really well against lightly armored chaff sort of units like guardsmen or guardians or rangers. 6 attacks on the charge works every time. Great against chaff units, I think, because it's strength 4, so he can actually do some damage. He also has the Court of the Archon rule. It's generic for every Court of the Archon model, which means that within 3 inches of an Archon, he rerolls all failed to hit rolls. That's really good if you have 6 attacks, especially on the charge, rerolling all misses as long as the Archon is nearby, and then wounding on 4s or 3s, depending on what you're attacking, or even 5s. But it's just volume of dice, you know, and an Ur-Ghul is small but can be quite vicious, especially when you're hitting a lot. So especially in thematic games, I really like Ur-Ghuls. I think they work really well to just, you know, it adds a lot of punch to like a Archon charge, especially getting through all the little chaff units and things like that. Also, if the army is Battleforged and there's an Archon in the army, the Ur-Ghul won't take any slots up. I've said this before, I think this is a bit of an oversight. I feel like they may be taken as a slot or not, right? But as it stands now, they don't help you build a detachment, which is a bit of a shame. They are Eldari, Drukhari, and Cabal, so they will benefit from obsessions. And their infantry, Court of the Archon, and Ur-Ghul. So the Ur-Ghul itself is probably one of the simplest Court of the Archon models, but definitely one of my favorite in terms of theme, simply because it just is great. You take 2 of those, that's 30 points, right? You can put them in with a Raider or a Venom with an Archon and run them up to the enemy. If they charge, they're getting 12 strength 4 attacks, which is not too bad considering, you know, that's like 12 Space Marines worth of attacks in combat, unless they have chainswords or something. And they're rerolling misses, and they're strength 4. Yes, there's no AP, but against lightly armored infantry, or to tie up enemy units, or to cause some morale checks on, like, chaff, you know, I think that they can be kind of handy. So, you know, if you have a use for them, and you've kind of had a chance to try them out, let me know with a comment down below. How it is that you use themselves? So, you know, leave a comment, let me know what you think. After all, you know, that's the end of the Court of the Archon. This is the last video. We did the Slith, the Lamian, the Medusa, and the Ur-Ghul. Some of the coolest thematic units in a Drukhari army. Great for themed play. For match play, I haven't really found a use for them in terms of tournament play, because they are better, more killy options out there. However, if you've had a chance to use them, what has it been? I'm curious, you know. Do you run 2 Archons and 8 Ur-Ghuls and just run them at your enemy, you know, and run them up and kill them? That wouldn't be too expensive, and it'd be a lot of attacks. 8 times 6, you know. Rerolling misses in combat with a bunch of Archons as well, rolling up the rear. And the enemy would have to kill 8 specific individual models before they can get to your Archon. And it wouldn't be too expensive. It'd only be, you know, 120 points for all that, which is pretty crazy once you think about it. 120 points, 30, 30. 30 is 2, 60 is 4, 120 points, 8 times 3, 24 wounds, 120 points for 24 wounds. That's a lot of attacks. Well, I don't know, if you want to try it out, I think I might actually try it, because that sounds very entertaining. Okay, guys, a huge shout out, as always, to the Patreons. You guys let me create the content that I love, and I cannot thank you enough. You're amazing. Thanks a lot. If you would also like to become one, check the link down below to unlock exclusives and help us hit the next Patreon goal. Right now, I'm saving to go to Croatia to be part of the ETC Canada team. So if you'd like to help me do that, create more content like this, dedicate myself, would be awesome. After all, I'm Skari, the true Archon of the internets, signing off until next time. Skari out.
Exclusive. We're playing the game.